Most of us have gotten at least a little bit of rain today. Now some of us have some thunderstorms to go with it as well. So we're going to waste no time and show you what satellite and radar kind of looks like right now that the time is 6 o'clock, so you know what that means. You get to hear me talk about the weather a little bit. So, like I've mentioned, we are tracking just a few of these embedded thunderstorms right on cue in northern Kentucky. And that's because we've seen temperatures there just a little bit warmer compared to the rest of us. Let me turn on Lightning Tracker to give you an idea of where these lightning strikes are happening. And it seemingly is just sticking itself more so to northern Kentucky, right? Here's the full screen of it. So most of those lightning strikes with those embedded thunderstorms can also produce those gusty winds up to about 30 miles per hour. So if you are tuning in Dry Ridge, yeah, maybe the clouds have gotten a little bit thicker over the last 10 to 15 minutes, and eventually you're going to be getting the heavier rain here soon. It'll be crossing into I-75 within the next 10 minutes. Whereas those out towards Maysville have received very little rain so far. I'll take a look at those totals so far today, as well as those a little bit closer to Wilmington. You guys are getting your heaviest batch of rain that you've seen so far today. As far as the thunderstorm risk goes, not a huge risk, and in fact, I'm not seeing anything that is strong or severe with this, just your garden variety. I mean, it's producing a healthy amount of lightning. That makes sense just with how moist it is outside. Of course, we know that water it's a very good conductor of electricity. So what I'm going to do my fancy little box thing in which the bottom is going to be a continuous radar loop, so you know where the heaviest rain is at all times during this stream. On the right side of your screen are going to be the graphics that I am controlling, which I want to go ahead and show you some of those rainfall reports. So these rainfall reports that you're about to see here on your screen are actually from since midnight up until 5 o'clock this afternoon, because as much as I would love to have the last hour of data, I'm not a miracle worker. So up to about 6/10 of an inch of rain down there in Carroll County, that's in Kentucky. Burlington out towards the airport, just under half of an inch as of 5 o'clock, so you guys have probably hit half of an inch. Overall, not a huge rainmaker, especially the farther north you go. I mean, Owenton and Maysville also. At this time, I believe you guys have definitely gotten your fair share of the heavier rains since 5 o'clock, so these numbers likely have changed. Keep that in mind. But Butler County, Wilmington, you guys in northern counties adjacent to you guys towards Butler, Warren, and Clinton counties generally haven't gotten the heaviest of these rain showers. So I'll go ahead and show you exactly what sweeping radar looks like as of right now. The time now is 6:03. So where we're expecting more heavy batches of rain to be pushing through the area now is here in the metro. It's just south and east of us. I'm taking you through northern Kentucky now. If you're towards Dry Ridge, Falmouth, the heaviest rain of your day is on the horizon. Owenton, it's right above you. We'll be keeping an eye on should any of these produce some hail, because one of our models and one of our radars, I should say, has been picking up on returns of what could have been hail. So if you have received reports of hail or you have reports of hail, let me know in the comments. I would love to get that information to the National Weather Service. No watches, no warnings, and to be quite frank, not seeing anything that would warrant one from now through the rest of the night. Let's take a look at those temperatures, shall we? And that's because, I mean, we haven't had a whole lot of heat for these showers to work with. Here in Cincinnati, we stayed in the 40s. We had a forecast high in the 50s, banking on, hey, this warm air could very well travel towards the metro area, and it just didn't do that. And so while Louisville is in the low 50s, where they're able to get a little bit more of those thunderstorms cooking, here in Cincinnati, not so much the case. Certainly, the farther north you travel, the colder it is. So let's go ahead and right now, because I know a lot of people are probably having questions about where they are, and where the storms are heading next. So we're just going to go ahead and time it out here really quickly. Again, the bottom of your screen is active radar. To the right is going to be that first alert forecast model, taking you through the next couple of hours, or the next few hours. I always mix those up. Okay, so here's 7 o'clock. Notice that most of those heavier showers and thunderstorms are now pushing through our eastern counties at this time. So within the hour, we're going to see the worst of today's rain, the heaviest, the thunderstorms, the gusty winds embedded in these. They're going to hit our little eastern counties. So that's Adams, Brown, Bracken, Lewis County down south and east of the metro area. Generally speaking, where you're still in the 50s, you'll still get some of these thunderstorms. We're expecting rain to continue lightly up until about midnight, and then it will end altogether. So again, most of the heavy rain is happening right now as I speak. It will push east towards Falmouth, Maysville, Georgetown, even as far north as Wilmington and Hillsborough. You guys are already seeing your heaviest rain right now. It's kind of going to wrap itself up within the next hour or two. Again, doesn't completely stop though until midnight. We'll go ahead and answer some questions. Yeah, we got some good questions coming on in. Seth tuning in. How are you doing on a Sunday night? I'm doing well, Seth. Thank you. Andrew saying good evening. Good evening, Andrew. It's thundering in Alexandria. Yeah, that makes sense. And we'll go ahead and pull up that the radar loop behind me. That way you guys can also just have it behind me while I'm answering some questions. Darla tuning in, good evening. It's raining heavy here in Aurora. And yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Down towards that neck of the woods, that's where our heaviest rain is actually starting to push through the tri-state area, is parts of Owen County, right on the nose, is our heaviest batch of showers and storms. And then we push a little bit east towards Falmouth. You can see the heaviest rain is on the way for you guys. So I appreciate you tuning in as always. Okay, Joy Fairfield and Forest Park has light rain with heavy rain in spots. It's your garden variety, right? So I'll go ahead and take you up a little bit closer to Fairfield-ish area. It's up here, there it is. Yeah, you guys are actually seeing what could be the end of the showers for the day. I mean, you might get some of the little extra spurts, for lack of a better term, of the rain behind it. So yeah, things are getting drier for you guys already. Okay, so we also have Eric tuning in from Hillsborough. Light rain. When is it going to go outside? So when is it going to be nice outside so I can go fishing? Very soon. I actually do have a pretty good look at April already, and I'll show you what that looks like here in just a second. And I've been watching the April forecast very carefully because my birthday is in April and it better not rain. Okay. Andrew asking, how is Red's opening day looking? It's looking fantastic. I'm going to show you that here in a second. And then Russell asking, when are temps going to reach 70s? It's in the forecast. It's in the 7-day, likely by the end of the week, Russell. All right, now that we've gotten through some of those questions, we're going to go ahead and take a look at what's beyond this weather maker today, in which, yeah, we're going to start to see a little bit more drier of a pattern. We're going to get a little bit of the sun coming out as soon as tomorrow. And yeah, the only thing that's going to have to be planned around tomorrow is going to be the breezes. A wind advisory can't be ruled out for part of the tri-state area just because wind gusts, while most of us are going to be at about 35 to 40 miles per hour, yeah, 45 mile per hour wind gusts are possible, especially north and east towards, let's say, Warren and Clinton counties. Out that direction is going to be where we see those higher wind gusts. A little rain is likely on Tuesday. We're seeing a little bit more of a drier, warmer pattern just in time for opening day, and we've been tracking that very closely, obviously, for the last few days, and we will continue to do so. So now that we've gotten through those headlines, I want to show you what Tuesday is going to look like. So it kind of rehashes what we're seeing tonight first, in which the showers, the storms that we're seeing right now in the tri-state area, they're going to end by midnight. And tomorrow, Monday, it does start chilly in the 30s in spots, and then the afternoon is pleasant, mostly sunny skies, and what you don't see here, the breezes. Again, 35 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts, the occasional 45 mile per hour wind gust. And now, look at Tuesday. We already see the leading edge of some thicker clouds, maybe some embedded showers coming in as early as that morning commute. So if you're traveling down south towards Lexington or southwest towards Louisville, you could very well be encountering some showers on that Tuesday morning commute. Now these showers will kind of stick themselves a little bit south of the state line. So northern Kentucky, more than likely from what I'm seeing right now, going to get this first round of rain, whereas the second will start to come in from the north. You see it right here. This is in the afternoon on Tuesday. It's your garden variety, folks, and that's because temperatures, as you can see here, are not getting too warm on Tuesday. Mid to low 50s in northern Kentucky, mid 40s towards Connorsville in Middletown, as well as Wilmington. And so showers, maybe some embedded thunderstorms, kind of like what we're seeing right now, is in the forecast for your Tuesday. I'd argue there's going to be less rain with Tuesdays. We just want to give you that first alert that we're probably not going to get through Tuesday without any rain. Planned for a bit of rain for Tuesday. Now Wednesday, that's the day that we're going to be watching for some clouds kind of thickening. There's some models that still pick up on some rain in the morning, but we're going to be seeing less clouds as the day goes on. So starts mostly cloudy, ends mostly sunny, which means opening day, Thursday, is going to be fantastic. So through the end of the day today, we've already hit about 1/2 inch of rain in most spots, at least Cincinnati Metro and South. We expect to get another 1/2 inch where we get those thunderstorms, where I'm seeing these thunderstorms now, which again, the active radar is in the bottom left corner of your screen. That's down towards Owen County and just down south of the metro area in general. We can expect a little bit more of those higher totals to be pushing through the area. Let's go ahead and take a look at these wind gusts because like I mentioned, your Monday, well, it's not so much about the rain, it's about the winds from this same storm system. So right now we're seeing those wind gusts about 30 miles per hour. Overnight, they'll calm down a little bit, and then naturally with the heat of the day, they'll kick up. And they'll kick up decently, up to about 40 miles per hour. Occasional 45 mile per hour wind gust. And then as we head into your Tuesday, they become a little less impactful, which is good. We don't want to get those heavy wind gusts to go with the chance for rain that day. I am going to pull up that opening day forecast graphic real quick because, hey, who doesn't want to have some good news on your Saturday or your Sunday evening? So temperatures for opening day, while they do start cold, they do not end cold. So it's going to be one of those days where if you're hitting the parade early, going downtown early, you'll want to have the jacket, maybe too, if you're having a chair moment out there on the parade, a blanket, because temperatures are going to start off in the 30s. With those clear skies though, while it does mean a cold start to the day, it means beautiful sunshine in the afternoon. First pitch, we're in the 60s, mostly sunny. By the end of the game, in the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if we were able to get some of those thicker clouds moving in because we're watching for a small chance for rain on Friday. Don't expect this to affect Red's opening day in any way as of right now. Just the good news. Go ahead and see if we have any other questions rolling on in at the moment. Oh yeah, we got a lot of questions rolling in. I am happy to answer them. When is the ground going to be warm enough for the dreadful cicadas? April. We'll get to April in just a second, Robin. I appreciate you tuning in and yeah, not looking forward to that. We got someone else saying it's raining like pitchforks here in Warsaw. Yeah, Warsaw is where we're getting those heaviest batches of rain right now. I wouldn't be surprised if it's thunderstorming right where you are, Gwen. I appreciate that report. I'll go ahead and pull up the sweeping radar right behind me so we all have an idea of where these showers are heading. And to put in perspective, Warsaw is down here. Yeah, you just got hit by a decent amount of those. I mean, you got the thunderstorms. We did have some of our radar return saying, hey, this could have been small hail. So if you got some hail, Gwen, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, the likelihood of that is pretty low, but it's, of course, possible. John saying he's watching from Columbus, Ohio. It's 39 up there with heavy rain. That's very similar to how Wilmington is kind of feeling right now with heavier rain moving through and temperatures rather chilly. So I appreciate your report and I appreciate you tuning in all the way from Columbus, John. I hope you have a great rest of your day. All right, now that we have rolled through some more questions and more of those reports, we're gonna go ahead and show you the 7-day forecast. Whoop, whoop. 7-day forecast, it does start, of course, with the breezy, mild conditions for your Monday. 57 degrees, a little bit of rain there on Tuesday. I'm seeing no more than 1/4 of an inch. Put that in perspective, we've already received over 1/2 of an inch in several of our counties today, so even less expected for Tuesday. Temperatures, they drop a little bit just with the weather maker on Tuesday. So Wednesday, mid to low 50s, but partly cloudy skies. We go from mostly cloudy to mostly sunny between Wednesday and Thursday, which is Red's opening day. It starts cold. 33 degrees is that forecast low. We haven't changed that a whole lot because the skies are going to be clear, and by all means, we're seeing enough of the evidence. Like, we could very well wake up to some frost that morning too. But look at the afternoon, mostly sunny, back in the 60s. And to answer, someone was asking when the 70s are next. Friday, low 70s that day with a slight chance for rain. I'm seeing a greater chance for rain though by the end of the weekend. I'm seeing more expected for Sunday, and because we are coming off of highs in the low 70s, could very well get some thunderstorms with this as well. Too early to determine if it's going to be strong or severe. Just plan for next weekend. It's gonna have some rain between Saturday, Sunday area. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and pull up the 14-day because April's right around the corner, and it's gonna start off drier, a little bit drier on the back side of that weather maker I just mentioned. And as a result, we're gonna warm up a bit. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of, by the 4th and the 5th, the upper 60s, they turn to the low 70s. It really just depends on when that rain comes on in. But generally, we're gonna start to warm up. And let me show you what that means for the 3 to 4 week outlook. So now that we're getting into the middle of April here, folks, the most of the United States is going to be warmer than normal. It includes us here in the tri-state. Again, normal for this time of year, April 5th through the 18th, is in the mid 60s, so we can expect those temperatures to be warmer, a little bit warmer than that. So that could very well mean 70 degrees, and it could be 70 degrees as soon as the 5th and lasting through the 18th. Of course, we'll see some fluctuations in that. It's not going to be consistently 70 degrees. It's your average, folks. Let's go ahead and see if we have any other questions rolling on in, and we do not. So I'll go ahead and hop off of here after doing one last check of the radar loop for you guys. Again, nothing strong or severe is expected with today. We just want to give you that heads up as to where this heavy rain is moving through next, which of course it's kind of just gearing itself towards northern Kentucky. So if you're traveling down I-75 or you need to, maybe give yourself about 30 minutes because it is getting hit by a lot of rain right now. I mean, look at this heavy batch of showers and storms. This is just south of Owen County over 421. If this rings a bell to you, this area rings a bell. Monterey. Again, we're kind of getting outside of our viewing area here, but we got a decent amount of rain that direction. Put lightning track and a lot of lightning too. Lightning is still sticking itself south of the Kentucky-Ohio state line. Wouldn't be surprised if you're tuning in from southern Claremont County. You might see some of these lightning strikes on the horizon. So that's areas such as Felicity. Maybe you're driving. Give yourself a few extra minutes just because heavier rain is on the way. Zooming back out to give you a bigger picture, we expect the rain showers to be kind of making this sort of motion. North, it's like an east-northeast way. So it's moving more east than north, but it's still trying to move north a little bit. So all of this stuff, this is what we're going to be seeing move in after the sun sets. And of course, it doesn't have any lightning with it right now. It will not have any lightning with it just because the lightning's happening now. So again, nothing strong or severe expected with this. We just want to give you that heads up that your evening, much like your afternoon, is going to be dreary, perhaps a bit breezy, accompanied by some lightning, but overall the severe threat is basically 0. Should anything change, of course, you guys will be the first to know, as I am in and I am locked in on the weather as per usual. So I do appreciate everyone tuning in on Sunday evening, and once again, the weekend ahead is truly spring-like. Plan for the sun, plan for a bit of rain on Tuesday, and of course, sport your best Reds gear. Thank you so much for tuning in this afternoon. Have a great rest of your week.